All right, are we alone in the universe? And it's the biggest question out there, right?
It really is.
And today, we are going deep, really deep, into the possibility of alien life.
Awesome.
We've got some fascinating stuff to look at.
Yeah.
Business filings, government transcripts, even Wikipedia entries.
Wow, covering all the bases.
You've got a company pushing the very edges of science. We've got government officials talking UAPs. And we've got a whole history of UFO sightings to unpack.
That's fascinating.
So what are we waiting for? Let's dive in.
Sounds good.
So first up, this company, to the Stars Academy of Arts and Science, TTS, AGS for short.
Okay.
Their business filings are, well, they're interesting.
Oh.
They're a public benefit corporation founded in 2017.
Okay.
Their mission is pretty grand. They want to unify humanity through exploring the universe's mysteries.
That's a big mission.
Aerospace, science, entertainment, they're all over the place.
Sounds ambitious.
And their leadership, well, that's where things get really interesting.
I'm intrigued.
You've got Tom DeLonge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
of Blink-182 fame.
That Tom DeLonge.
That's the one. He's deeply involved.
Okay.
And, get this, Luis Elizondo.
I know that name.
Yeah, you probably do.
He was involved with the Pentagon UFO program, right?
Exactly. He headed it up, and now he leads aerospace research for TTSAS.
That's quite a lineup.
It really is. It makes you wonder what they're really up to, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, they've got some very specific projects they're working on.
Like what?
Beamed energy propulsion for launching satellites.
Interesting.
And, wait for it, space-time metric engineering.
Now that's something else entirely.
I know, right?
Beamed energy propulsion, or BEP as it's sometimes called. That's a fascinating concept.
Yeah, it's about using focused energy, powerful lasers to propel spacecraft.
Right, so it could revolutionize space travel.
Exactly, making it so much more efficient.
Yeah. We could launch smaller satellites, explore the solar system more easily.
It would be a total game changer.
Absolutely.
But space-time metric engineering.
STME.
STME, yeah, it sounds like, I don't know, pure science fiction.
Yeah, it's definitely cutting edge, highly theoretical.
What are they actually trying to do with that?
Yeah.
Manipulating the fabric of space and time.
Well, in theory, yes.
So faster than light travel? Wormholes?
Those are the kinds of mind-bending concepts we're talking about.
It's like something on Star Trek.
It really is.
Are they actually trying to bend reality? I mean, if they could actually achieve that,
Yeah, if they could.
it wouldn't just be a game changer. It would rewrite the laws of physics.
No question about it.
But how does any of this connect to the search for alien life?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, if these technologies, even remotely possible.
And that's a big if.
Yeah, it is. But if they are,
Yeah.
well, it means that civilizations far more advanced than us, they could be using them to travel those vast distances between stars.
You're saying what we've been dismissing as UFOs could actually be alien spacecraft.
It's a possibility, isn't it?
Okay, so we've got a private company pushing the limits of what we thought was possible. But what about the government? They're usually a bit more, cautious, right?
Traditionally, yes. But things are changing. We've got these transcripts from a recent media roundtable with Dr. John Kozlowski.
And he is.
He's the director of the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO.
That's a mouthful.
It is. This office, it's dedicated to investigating UAP sightings.
So they got a whole office for that now.
They do. And Congress has directed them to be thorough and transparent.
Wow, that's a big deal. I mean, for years, the government, they downplayed UFO sightings, dismissed them. Now they've got a whole office studying them.
It's a definite shift.
And it's more than just studying. In the transcript, Dr. Kozlowski, he's meeting with whistleblowers.
Really?
People claiming to have insider information about UAPs. And he says a small percentage of these UAP cases, they exhibit characteristics that could suggest, quote, breakthrough technologies.
He doesn't elaborate on what those technologies might be, but
But it makes you think.
it does.
Breakthrough technologies.
Yeah.
Could he be talking about the same kind of things TTSAS is working on?
Maybe.
Or something else entirely?
It's hard to say for sure.
But if we connect these two threads, private companies exploring advanced propulsion, space-time manipulation, and the government investigating these breakthrough technologies, it's a pretty intriguing picture, wouldn't you say?
It is. It really is.
Almost like the lines between science fiction and reality are blurring a bit.
Yeah, it's like, what is even real anymore?
Right. I mean, it raises the stakes for the whole search for alien life, doesn't it?
Absolutely. before we go too far down that road, I think we need some historical context.
Oh, yeah, good point.
I mean, people have been seeing strange things in the sky for a long time.
Right, way before TTS or AARO. So let's turn to our old friend Wikipedia, shall we?
Sure.
Get a little overview of the history of UFO sightings.
You know, Wikipedia, it might not be a peer-reviewed journal,
Right.
but it's surprisingly comprehensive on this topic,
It is.
tracing the UFO phenomenon back to some of the earliest sightings.
So it's a good place to start, you know?
Hmm?
Understand how our perception of this whole mystery has evolved over time.
Yeah, it's a good foundation.
Okay, so I know the term flying saucer that came from that famous 1947 sighting.
Kenneth Arnold?
Yeah, Kenneth Arnold, the pilot.
Right.
But what about before that? Were people seeing weird stuff in the sky before 1947?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, reports of unusual aerial phenomena go way back, centuries even.
Huh, interesting.
But back then, they were often attributed to, like, supernatural events or
Wow.
atmospheric anomalies,
Makes sense.
or just misidentified natural phenomena.
So as our technology advanced, our understanding of the world developed, those interpretations, they kind of shifted, didn't they?
They did. As we gained more scientific knowledge, these unexplained events, they became more and more puzzling.
Right, because we could rule out more and more explanations.
Exactly. And then as technology kept advancing, well, the descriptions of what people were seeing, they changed too.
How so?
Well, it went from simple lights and shapes to
Well,
more complex craft, intricate details. It became harder and harder to dismiss them as just misinterpretations.
So are you saying we've gone from dismissing these things as fantasy to seriously considering that maybe we're not alone?
It's a big shift in thinking.
It really is. I am officially hooked.
Me too.
So we've got companies pushing the boundaries of science, the government taking UAPs seriously, and this long history of unexplained phenomena. It's a lot to take in.
It is. It's exciting.
Okay, we're going to take a quick pause. But when we come back, let's dig deeper into these breakthrough technologies.
Yes.
What they might mean for the future of the alien
I
search.
can't wait.
Stay with us.
It's a real turning point, you know? Makes you wonder if some of these UAP sightings, if they're evidence of alien tech, what are we even dealing with?
Yeah, what kind of breakthrough technologies could explain these seemingly impossible things, right? I mean, we talked about beamed energy propulsion.
Right.
That's at least somewhat grounded in, our current understanding of physics.
Sure.
But space-time metric engineering, that still sounds like, I don't know, Star Trek stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely the more radical concept.
Yes.
I mean, we still don't fully understand space and time, how they work at a fundamental level.
Right.
But let's say, just for a minute, that STME is possible.
Okay, let's say it is.
What would it mean for a civilization to be able to actually manipulate space and time like that?
I'm picturing like wormholes, warp drives, bending space and time at will.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Traveling across the galaxy in an instant. The ultimate shortcut, right. No more limitations of speed and distance.
Exactly. The vast distances between stars, they wouldn't even be a factor anymore.
So those UAPs, the ones that seem to defy our laws of physics, the way they move, maybe they're not breaking the laws, they're just bending them.
It's a possibility, and it really forces us to rethink everything.
Everything.
Yeah, everything we thought we knew about the universe, our place in it. A civilization that's mastered that kind of technology, who knows what else they're capable of?
It's a little scary, honestly.
I can be.
I mean, what would their intentions be? Would they be friendly explorers wanting to share their knowledge?
Maybe.
Or would they be more like conquerors, looking to exploit us or just watching us from a distance?
That's the question, isn't it? That's a question that's been around for centuries.
It has.
There's no easy answer. And any guess we make, it's going to be shaped by our own hopes and fears.
Right. It's like that old saying, we see what we want to see.
Exactly.
Speaking of hopes and fears, it's interesting, how the whole history of UFO sightings, it seems tied to those emotions.
In what way?
Well, we talked about that Kenneth Arnold sighting, 1947, the flying saucer,
Right.
that sparked all those other reports. That was right at the beginning of the Cold War. Super anxious time, lots of paranoia.
Yeah, the UFO phenomenon, it does seem to reflect the anxieties of the times.
Like in the 50s, nuclear war, people saw alien invaders everywhere.
Right.
And later, government secrecy, conspiracy theories, suddenly it's all about alien abductions, cover-ups.
It's like we project our fears onto the unknown, whatever that fear happens to be at the time.
Right, if we're afraid of invasion, we see hostile aliens.
Yeah.
If we don't trust authority, it's government conspiracies hiding the truth.
Makes sense. It's human nature, I guess.
But what about those people who claim they've actually had encounters with aliens? Abductions, even.
Yeah.
Are they all just imagining things? Or is it all just cultural anxiety playing out?
It's a tough one. I think it's important to be skeptical, but also to keep an open mind.
Okay, skeptical and open-minded.
Oh,
How do you
yeah.
do that?
Well, some cases, yeah, they can be explained away, hoaxes, misinterpretations, that kind of thing.
Sure.
But there are others, they remain unexplained.
And if even a small number of those stories, those abduction stories, are true,
It changes everything, doesn't it?
yeah, it's kind of terrifying, actually. Beings that can travel between stars mess with our minds, maybe even experiment on us.
It raises some very big questions about just how vulnerable we are.
It does.
That-
Okay, let's get back to those breakthrough technologies for a minute.
Right.
If aliens are visiting Earth, they've clearly solved some pretty big scientific problems.
They have.
What are the experts saying? What kind of tech could actually make interstellar travel possible?
Well, besides BEP and STME, which we've already talked about,
Right.
there are other possibilities. Things physicists and engineers are actually looking into.
Like what?
Manipulating gravity, for one.
Yeah.
Harnessing the power of, exotic particles. Some even talk about creating wormholes, literally punching through space-time.
So it's not just science fiction anymore. These are real concepts. Real scientists are working on this stuff.
Oh, yeah. Interstellar travel, it's not just a fantasy anymore. We're actually making progress.
It's like companies like SpaceX pushing the boundaries of rocketry, and then you have groups like TTS-AAS delving into these more radical concepts.
It's a really exciting time.
It is. To think we might be on the edge of a technological revolution, something that could unlock the secrets of the universe.
And maybe, just maybe, bring us face to face with other intelligent life.
It's mind-blowing. But let's be real, we still haven't found definitive proof of aliens, right? All we have are these hints, these unexplained things, a lot of speculation.
That's true. We have to be cautious. But the fact that we're having these conversations, that the government is taking it seriously, that's huge.
It is huge. This deep dive has been, I don't even know, it's like my mind is blown wide open. I feel like I've learned so much, but I also have way more questions now than I did before.
That's how it always goes, isn't it?
I guess so. All right, we're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, let's talk about the implications of all this.
Okay.
What these breakthroughs could mean for the future of humanity, our place in the cosmos.
Big questions.
Big questions indeed. Stay with us. All right, so we've talked about a lot. Companies pushing the boundaries of science, TTS, OAS, the government finally taking UAP seriously with ARO,
Yeah.
and this whole history of UFO sightings.
It's a lot to unpack.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
But the big question, what does it all mean?
Right. What's the takeaway here? I think if we zoom out a bit, look at the big picture, we're seeing a convergence of factors that's totally new. A lot of the old assumptions, they're being challenged. The whole idea of extraterrestrial life, it's not on the fringes anymore.
You said earlier how our view of UFOs has changed over time, reflecting whatever anxieties were happening then.
Yeah.
But now it feels like something more. It's not just fear, speculation, it's real scientific inquiry, potential for big discoveries.
Exactly. We're shifting from speculation to investigation. Government agencies actively looking for answers, scientists coming up with new theories, companies putting money into technologies that could revolutionize how we travel in space. It's a multi-pronged approach, showing we're finally taking the question seriously.
So what's next? Let's say, for argument's sake, some of these UAPs really are alien spacecraft. What does that mean for us? Going from seeing weird lights in the sky to actually contacting an alien civilization, that's a big jump.
It is a huge one, and we can't predict how it would go down. But we're not starting from zero. We have decades of research, theories, even stories, science fiction to learn from. They explore those what-if scenarios, first contact, the challenges, the opportunities. It's not always accurate, sure, but it gets us a way to think about the unknown.
So maybe instead of worrying about alien invasions, we should be thinking about communication, building relationships, how to deal with the ethics, the culture clash of meeting a truly alien intelligence.
Exactly. It's about going beyond the fear, the speculation, and being open to a future where we're not alone. There'll be challenges, for sure, but also incredible chances to learn, grow, maybe even work together.
It's mind-blowing to think we might be on the brink of something so big. But let's be real. We haven't found definite proof of alien life yet. Just hints, unexplained things, lots of theories.
That's true. We have to be careful. But the fact that we're having these conversations, the government's taking it seriously, that's
What?
huge.
It is huge.
Yeah.
This whole deep dive, it's been wild. Twists and turns, mind-bending possibilities. I feel like I've learned a ton, but now I have even more questions than before.
That's the great thing about exploration, isn't it? The more you learn, the more you realize you don't know. But that's what keeps us going, looking for answers, understanding the universe, and where we fit in.
Well said. To everyone listening, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep an open mind. The truth, as they say, is out there. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.